So the area that I was in was it was a bean field that came up pretty much to a river bottom. There's a bedding area, and along the river bottom these bucks are bedding. Problem is I didn't know where these bucks were coming out from bedding. It's probably the field's quarter mile to a half mile long on that side, and I didn't want to set up in the wrong spot with the wrong wind and potentially get blown out of that area. It's public land, so any pressure that you put on them, they're going to disappear. So what I did was I set up on the east side of this field, hoping to get a glimpse and see where these bucks are coming from, what area on this side. Because I've seen them in the past. I know they keep coming into the bean field, but the problem is when I kept spotting them, they were already halfway in the bean field. So I didn't know, I knew what direction they were coming from, but I didn't know what area of the hardwoods or through the thickets they were actually coming up. And I know it can change, but if I could get an idea, I could try to set up maybe the next day or two. Well, it was a rodeo. It was something. I got out there probably 4 o'clock. I set my stand up. Again, I'm on the east side of the bean field. I know the deer are going to be coming from the west side. And they come out right at dark. So I knew I wasn't going to get a shot by any means, but I wanted to videotape and get an idea so I can set up. As I get there, I'm walking in and I see a car in a parking lot. I walk down the road. I slip in the wood line. I had the tree picked out from earlier this week that I scouted and found, and slipped up, set my stand, got everything in position, and I wasn't in the stand maybe 20 minutes, and this guy shows up walking down the field edge. It's going to be the north side of the field. He kind of walks to the northeast corner, waits for a minute, and out comes another guy. And they make their way back to the car, which was fine. It's 4, it's still early, no big deal. Didn't think anything of it. About half hour later, I have a truck pull up and 2 older gentlemen get out of it, and they get dressed and load their crossbows up and back down the field. They literally walked the same trail that these other 2 guys came out on, and went right back to the corner where one of the other 2 came out. So I just chuckled. It's public land. It's part of the process. We sat there, I don't know, another 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 25 minutes later, it goes through, and all of a sudden, I see this guy, one of the two guys, come walking back out. So now we're approaching 4:45. Still early. It doesn't get dark till 7:30. A couple hours yet. But he walks out and he don't have anything. He left all his stuff back in the woods. He just walked out. He walked right down the trail they came through. Walked to the truck, got in the truck, started the truck, left. At that point, I figured maybe he just had some type of bathroom emergency. Happens a lot. You gotta go poop in the woods. You don't bring anything, you gotta get out of there. So I didn't think nothing of it. Figured he'd be back. So I'm sitting there, enjoying my sit. I see another vehicle pull up. Two more people pop out. Okay, no biggie. That's cool. They're there for about 5 minutes, and this guy that the other guy came with comes walking out. He's got his crossbow. He's got the other guy's crossbow. He's got all the clothes. And he walks out and starts talking to the other people. No biggie. I'm getting a kick out of it now. It's kind of funny. At this point, it's 5:15, 5:30. Not worried about it at all. It's not a big deal. Still got plenty of time. Again, I'm not trying to hunt. If they ruin this side, it's not an issue. I'm not going to shoot anything anyways. So, these two come out. Happens to be a guy and a girl. Have their crossbows. They walk right down the same trail that the other two came right down. And the person before that came right down. And proceeded to go right into the same spot the other two came out of. Now, at this point, I'm kind of chuckling because public hunters get a bad rep because they do silly things. And this is exactly why. Like, there's no way anybody's going to shoot a deer in that. We had 10 different people in the same corner within a half hour, 45-minute period. So, I'm sitting there. That guy's out. Figured the guy's going to come pick him up. Something happened. I didn't know. The other two go back into the woods. And they're sitting there. I don't know where. There's some ladder stands back in that area, so I don't know if they crawled up. I don't know what they did. I would say 30 minutes go by. At this point, it's gotta be close to 6:30, 6:20, 6:30. We got, it's prime time. Got an hour left. The guy in the truck pulls back up. I hear him talking out of the road. I figured that guy's just gonna leave. No big deal. Well, I was wrong. They both got dressed. They both proceeded not to follow the same trail this time. This time they were going to walk the south edge of the field and come up the wood line. Well, I'm watching them, and at this point they're going to walk right by me. I knew that. So I was just wondering where they're going to sit. Well, the one sits 25 yards south of me. They're right on the ground. And the next guy just keeps walking. He walks right to my tree, walks underneath my tree, walks by my tree. He goes 20, 30 yards north of me and sits right underneath a big oak tree. He had no idea I was there. I was chuckling. I thought it was funny. So, as you can see in the video, I tried to whistle at him. he was oblivious and he had no idea. I think he heard the whistles but didn't really comprehend what was going on. So at that point I shut the camera off and you know, kind of got up his attention and asked if he wanted to scooch down a little bit because he was literally 25 yards, 30 yards from me. So he slid down, apologized. I wasn't upset. Again, I wasn't technically there hunting, I was just observing. So after that, they all moved, things start settling down. I knew for sure there was no deer coming in that way. I had a fortress of people on the east side. So about 25-30 minutes left with shooting. The night wasn't a complete waste. The 2 bucks stepped out. One was a tall 6. He's a big fork with some short little brows. I think he's probably 2.5. The other one's just a tall spike. The big boy that I wanted to see, he's 3.5. I got him last time I saw him. I think he was a 9, but he never came out in legal shooting or visible light anyways to get him on the camera. So I don't know if he's still back in the bedding, if he came out late. Usually they do. I mean, you saw the video. It was a rodeo. It was a very comical day. But the biggest thing that I took away from this was hunting season it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So it's a game of chess. You make a move, try to get close, set up, get an idea, they'll move, and then you make another move to get in to get a shot, possibly get a kill and harvest something that you're after. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does work. But, you know, I could have pulled out of the spot. I could have left, took my stuff down, got frustrated, but I'd have never got an idea where these deer were coming from. It told me they were coming from the northwest corner. It told me that I could have been over there in legal shooting. I mean, you can clearly see at about a half mile these deer in daylight. So it was a good overall sit. You know, the first part of it was a circus, but that tends to happen. For all the hunters out there that like to hunt public, scout your stuff. And you can see people come in and out, and that's why public gets a bad rep. So know your area, and then go in, and hopefully you can get lucky and get something. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe below. I got some more content going to be loaded up here real shortly. So thanks again, guys.